it's very different and obscure. It's good that you've used like recyclable materials and it's quite efficient really. It looks like it's waterproof, so it'd be quite good to live in.
I love William's shed. It's so different and it's got like every idea to normal housing. In normal housing there isn't different colours, whereas in there's different coloured types of water, so when the sun shines through in the summer you'll be able to see the reflections inside and it'll be like a party. It's enclosed, so it's like nice and warm and it's got everything in there. It's so creative and different. You wouldn't think of making it yourself.
Inside the chamber it's quite comfortable. I love the use of the skateboard as a seat. It actually quite reflects the seats that are out here. I don't know if you'd like to pan to this seat. So it reflects that scene quite well, and you've been working out here, so I don't know if you took some inspiration from the street furniture around you whilst you were doing the structure. It was very peaceful in there. There was a lovely breeze coming in. I felt like I was just totally cut off from any kind of technology.
I find housing very uniform. And this shed is very unique. It's cosy. It's very different and be very nice to live in.
This shed here, it's much more unconventional. It really has changed my life. I think it's opened my eyes, I think, to the way houses should be. Not like that, but the idea of that. Just thinking outside the box, you know.
Right, so yeah, I think it's fantastic. Yeah, it's a nice space inside. It's nice to sit in. I really like this bit here, where you've got all the bottles sticking out, and I think maybe choosing different shapes and developing it so that it went round or something would be good, so that they're all coming out at different angles. But I do quite like the fact that it looks like it's sort of rubbish or scrap or something, and it makes you wonder what it is, so there's that sort of curiosity with it of whatever it could be.
Just been in William's shed. It's a very nice shed. It goes to prove that you can make nice houses out of any recyclable material around you. I mean, it's quite nippy outside, hence my hot chocolate. But I went in there, it was quite warm. There's a few books in there to read. A very, very comfy seat, which is also homemade. A bit unstable, but it'll do. It was made together out of recycled stuff. There's a few bottle caps missing on the milk bottles, but I think it should be good. But yeah, it's quite warm. It's a different change to the environment when you go in. It's really good.
Yeah, it's a lovely idea that William's got here. I mean, the milk bottles at the back, I think it looks fantastic, especially with the lighting and stuff with the inks at the side. It makes it look very good. I also like the idea of how it being, you know, recycled milk bottles, recyclable materials to make it decent for the environment. I think it's very good overall, yeah.
It's like one of those buildings you have on allotments which have been made by all sorts of things that have been left over. I do like the milk bottles though, but when you go in, it's quite safe and calming. I quite enjoyed a good reading there. I could imagine people spending some very relaxed time.
The shed is homey. It's warm upon entering, and there's a nice glowing light inside that heats up the place nicely. The books are delightful to read, and the appearance is more so. It's brilliant. It's fantastic. And the hot chocolate was delightful.
Outside it's kind of awful looking and you don't really want to go in. Once you get in, it's quite cosy and colourful and it's quite like a little home, and it's warm, and on the outside it's cold. So it's kind of like a contrast of what's on the outside but in the inside, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, it's a very interesting experience in here. On the outside it looks like a bit of a portaloo, a homemade portaloo. When you get inside it's really cosy and homely, and you're like sat on a nice stool with some nice books to read, got my hot chocolate. It's really interesting to look at all the things that it's been made with, and I really enjoyed my time in there.
Right. Yeah, it was an interesting experience that. It certainly does relax you and make you feel like you need to reflect, I think. And a bit cliche and obvious, but you don't get a lot of chance to reflect during the busy day. But I kind of felt like a lot of the time I spent in there, I couldn't get away from thinking about what I was going to see now, which kind of defeated the purpose, because I really should have just been trying to let my subconscious drift off and just see where it was going to take me, rather than trying to think of something clever to say. But I suppose in a way that's kind of what art's like. You know, sometimes it is spontaneous, but a lot of the time it's something that you do think about, and you have to respond to that instinctive need to survive creatively, really. And I think that's what Will's done here with.
I had a lovely rest in there. I found it very peaceful. It's quite compact, I felt very contained, but in a very relaxing way, because there were little air gaps, little bits of breezes coming through. And when I was in there, it gave me time to just think about what it is I'm actually doing in there. When I was looking around, there was lots of recycled goods. It got me thinking, why am I sitting in this box of recycled goods whilst feeling quite relaxed and happy? And it made me think, well, we've got everything we need. Whether it's personally or as a society, I was in there with everything I need. Just peace and quiet and a book. That'll do me. Society's got everything they need. We just need to keep recycling it.